No guts, no glory.
Only shooting stars break the mold.
Hello everybody and welcome to Brawl Stars. I'm Amy the Amazonian and today I'm showing my guts with Gut, True Soul Zealot. She's a cultist of the Absolute and she's absolutely powerful. A 3-mana 2/2 that lets you sacrifice any creature or artifact you control in order to make a 4/1 attacking skeleton with menace. And she doesn't even need to attack because you're able to sacrifice an attacker that's, well, not her. And then boom, skeletons. She's really strong, incredibly aggressive, and works great as a mono red aggro commander. In this deck, we're running creatures that have enter the battlefield abilities and on death abilities, so we're able to get the most value out of our creatures, out of Gut, and out of our bones. We also have some cards that come in and make artifact tokens, so we can sacrifice said artifacts in order to get more skeletons, and we even have some artifacts or creature lands. I'm talking about cards like Darksteel Citadel and Mutavault. In this deck, you're going to notice it's mostly 1 and 2 drops because all we want to do is curve into Gut. You play her, you kill a thing, you swing in, and you deal a lot of damage. You can also build this deck with lots of goblins. I have some goblins in this deck, particularly the Rabble Master type of cards that make a goblin, and then you sacrifice the goblin and you use its bones for good or evil. We also have a couple ways to increase damage, whether that's Enduring Courage, making your creatures stronger, Torrin, making your red creatures stronger, it doesn't work on the skeletons, or Twin Flame Tyrant, doubling all your damage. There's a lot of different ways to buff things up, and since you need to have an attacker on the turn that Gut comes in play, we've got haste enablers. We even have some things that can come back from the graveyard if you have a skeleton in play. So let's take Gut into the queue and hit him where it hurts. Laughing Jasper Flint is going to be doing some crime with his band of outlaws. This hand is a little slow, especially with them going first. And I also don't have anything that directly trades into or kills Jasper. So I'm going to mulligan. This is a little better. It is both a ramping hand and it's also a very aggressive hand. You know I love seeing a turn 1 monkey. I'm going to drop this Cacophony Scamp. Oh, he's just a little scamp. He's just a little scamp. So the more outlaws they have, and by the way, stolen creatures become mercenaries, which are outlaws, the more they get to steal from the top of my deck. And since my deck is mostly 1, 2, and 3 drops, there's a good chance they'll get some goods, like that Cacophony Scamp, which has been ever so stolen from my deck. Now, I am still going to go in here, but I won't be sacrificing a treasure on the next turn, which is what I was planning for. We're instead sacrificing Ragavan, which makes a menacing creature. And if the scamp dies, it will be able to kill this. But they gotta block it, or like kill this first. Cruel Claw, if it hits me, and it's a mercenary, they'll get to cast things for free. That's any target. Want to sacrifice it? Cool. They're gonna kill the skeleton. R.I.P. Mr. Skeleton. You lived a short and unfulfilling life. I'm going to tap that, play Corey Steel Cutter with the first batch of mana, and a Legion Extruder with the second batch of mana. Would I like to attach it? Sure. I'll hit you in the face. And now I'm going to sacrifice... Oh, sorry. We're going to sacrifice the attacking monk token to make another skeleton. We're all about Mr. Bones Wild Ride here. So Infamous Cruel Claw can now swing in and try to cast something for free from their deck. They do have to discard for it. Congratulations, you got Vadmir. Vadmir grows as they commit crimes. Like Laughing Jasper Flint, whose ability at the start of turn is a crime. So they have 3 outlaws. Keelan. Corey. Sure. I got extra mana here. Do I feel like doing this? I feel like... Yeah. Oh, one sec. Yeah. I guess I didn't need the tome for that. But it made me feel more awesome. Oh, right. This is... I was like, why isn't that a 5/2? They nerfed Corey Steelcutter because, frankly, the card is ridiculous. By the way, this will get lifelink eventually. Woo! Bone Crusher Giant. Giuseppe could kill Gut. They would have to cast it this turn. Chrome Mox can get them more mana. And because they're a red deck, they're able to cast actually both sides of this on the same turn. Oh, wait, what we hitting here? Tybalt's Trickery. Yeah, no trample either. Shame. I mean, I get it. This card did deserve a nerf. The card is ridiculous. If you have not played against Corey Steelcutter, all you need to know is that the card is very good. Far more so than it needs to be. Okay, so they're stepping on the cutter. Yeah, like, I didn't need to spend the 2 mana there because it didn't do anything. It didn't add any stats. Could have put it on like this instead. All right, Howl Squad Heavy, absolutely. Not gonna be a second spell. Always pay life. Still gives haste though. And I'm feeling like haste is the place. Or do I want to leave this up for you? Nah. We go. We make a Garblin. Everybody's swinging in. I gotta sacrifice the Legion Extruder for 1 more attacker. And I'm pretty sure that's lethal because we're so wide. Death by 1,000 guts and skeletons. Very dead. GG, Laughing Jasper Flint. Keenus Horizon Splicer. This is Spot from the Spider-Man set. Exiles things from both the battlefield and the graveyard when it enters, and never actually puts them back into hand, because why would you do that? You don't have to, and it would require getting rid of your commander by putting it into your library. This is a very good Orzhov Blink commander. I have had great success with it, and I imagine others will too. I'm going to play this Charming Scoundrel. She's very charming. She's going to make a treasure token, so I have an extra goodie next turn to sacrifice. And we swing in for 3. They fragment Kellen. I do not have any 0-cost creatures in my deck. I do not have Ornithopter in my deck. I'm sorry. Bones? If there were things in my graveyard, you would exile them, but there aren't. I will tap this Ancient Tomb and use it to play Gut. Then I will strangle the skeleton. Don't ask how that works, just accept that it does. Swing in with the Charming Scoundrel, sacrifice the treasure to make a skeleton. By the way, Gut not having to attack is so strong. She just chills, and it's like, yes, my minions, I take your bones, I throw them at people. Your bones, too. Everyone has bones here. Somebody's asking, can you build around Echoes of Eternity? That's the big colorless doubling spell. I've seen it in some Eldrazi Brawl decks, but it's definitely not that common. They've ramped. They have 4 mana up. Other goblins get haste, so we're going to play both of these. I tap Ancient Tomb to attack my life points directly. Yes. Yes, I do. Okay, so they're killing Gut, so I'm not going to be able to sacrifice something to make a token here, but that's so totally fine with me. By the way, I have now descended, and I'm still getting in a huge attack. Speed of 2. If we get to a speed of 4, this taps for mana, but I totally don't need that. Sweet, free treasure. And we win. They would need a board wipe. Without one, like single target removal, even removing 2 things, I can either play Gut or I can play Torbrand and increase my damage. GG. Tamiyo Inquisitive student, typically a oops all counter spells deck with a little bit of card draw to flip their commander. She does, by the way, set up to draw her own cards with clues and a very nasty plus and minus series of abilities. In fact, I would say that Tamiyo is one of the most annoying creatures that I've had the displeasure of dealing with because she's a 0/3. She can block my monkey. She reduces damage from all my targets. With a +2, she's so hard to kill once she flips over. And you can flip her over as early as turn 1 if you have something like a Mox and a Brainstorm. But here's the good news. Actually, you know what? The good news is I'm very enthusiastic about her death. Die. Go. Go. Go, go, go. Awesome. Commandeer. I will actually use this treasure, I think, to play the Caveron Harrier and give it an additional power. I might not be going for Gut next turn because I want to be able to dodge counter spells, which means putting out less significant threats when there is mana up. Though they don't have a counter spell. They are weak. Marina Vendrell, a 5-color enchantments commander. And I've played against the Sleeping Wisp player before. I think that there's somebody who sometimes stops in chat, too. Hi, Sleeping Wisp. I'm ready for 5 colors of rooms. Oh, God, ramp. Yes, very cool. Would you like to put in another land? I'd like it if you didn't. Between burgeoning and exploration, it's very frustrating playing against some of these decks these days. You hate this card. I don't like anything that lets my opponent get more lands this fast. Okay, Roaring Furnace kills my Plunderer before I can start spitting out treasures. And since I won't be able to attack this turn, I don't actually think playing Gut is that good of a move. I think it's going to be better for me to play Flame Wake Phoenix. This is an easily sacrificable card that can come back if I have something with power 4 or greater, like the Skeleton token. Cruelty of Gix. They are going to make me discard a creature or planeswalker. I don't have any in my hand. Next, they'll get to tutor, and then they'll get to reanimate. Yeah, they're looking like, the heck? Don't worry about it. This is at the beginning of combat, so I'm not going to be getting rid of it. Or am I? Yeah, I'll just sacrifice the Phoenix. 4 damage is better than 2. No, 6 damage would also be good. I have this Wild Slash now, which can't kill Marina, but it can be annoying. Was I second? Yeah, I went second. Would I be up for Fast Bond coming to Brawl? If they put Fast Bond in Brawl, I don't even know, like, who to file a complaint with. I don't think they're going to have too much damage prevention. I'm just going to bop them in the face, and Gut returns. Great. They have 3 cards in hand. Gut won't be able to attack. I could still play her, or we could swing in for a little bit of damage. Unfortunately, I won't be stealing. So I'll play Gut. He's just chilling. And they'll be able to take, say, the Flame Wake Phoenix out of my graveyard. They scry, by the way, off this. Iteration is going to bounce my Gut. Okay, she only costs 3. That's fine with me. Okay, Den of the Bugbear. Sure does come in tapped. I guess I could play that post-combat. Gut. Roberto. And we're gonna swing in with a Robber of the Rich, and I'm gonna sacrifice Great Furnace. So I have 2 different attackers. One which can trade into the Plunderer, and one which very much cannot. because they'd have to double block it. Yeah, we have a bunch of like haste enablers or hasty creatures in this deck to make sure we can like gut swing in even on the same turn. Sphere of Safety! The more enchantments they have, the more I need to pay to attack. Now, notably, with Gut, I only need to attack with one creature. And that's it. So they have 1, 2, 3, 4. Does it not show me? Okay, do you have any enchantment lands? No. Okay, so I'm going to try to use the Voldaran Epicure here. I'm just going to be attacking with Mr. Skeleton. Nope. Sorry, milady. Yep, cost is 4. We pay 4. We're going to sacrifice Blood Token. Blood for the Blood God! And bones for the Bone Throne. Oh, shocking. And a Swords to Plowshares on Gut. GG, Sleeping Wisp. Ashiok, Dream Render. Going to stop me from searching my library. I don't do that much of it anyway, because, I'm a mono red aggro deck. I don't even have fetch lands. I thought about putting one in, but then I was like, I don't need this. I don't need this. Hey, Ashiok, how you doing? They also are going to be milling and exiling my graveyard. There are some ways they can force me to, search, but that doesn't get stopped by Ashiok. Oh, they're ramping. Turn 1 with a Chrome Mox dropping a board wipe. I assume they have another board wipe in hand. And I will play, bam, Cacophony Scamp. It's a Whittle Garblin. This is my Whittle Garblin. Do you love him? Yes or yes? They're pondering. They're thinking about it. By the way, I think their deck's just going to be like Dimir control. Everybody loves my goblin. Cause when it dies, it deals a damage to a target. If I buff it, it can do even more. It's really just in here because it's like, oh, well, if I sacrifice it to Gut, I also get to ping, which, bonus! We love Dies effects in this deck. Whoa, 3 mana! I'll attack in with the Cacophony Scamp. Scamp? Attacks? No. I don't need to sacrifice you yet. And I will play in second main Sear Slicer Goblin, who will spit out a 1/1 Goblin if it survives, and it doesn't. That's fair. That's a good Goblin. Oh, a little too late. All right, so I have blue backup now, but I'm still gonna go for Gut. You gotta follow your gut in a deck like this. 2 damage to yourself! What's that for? You're gonna turn her into a skeleton? Oh, wow. You just paid 5 life to do that. I mean, I guess it's better than a skeleton hitting you. Or did they discard? No, they paid 2. Why'd you leave up 1 blue? Because they could have just tapped that and that, right? Whack. It was not Auto-Tapper. Auto-Tapper will not prioritize Ancient Tomb for the most part. Here's the Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Mana Leak. Malcolm. Okay, so what happened is they probably meant to flash out Malcolm, or they had the mana leak in case I cast a second spell. Because they float the extra mana that way. Malcolm eventually will be cheating out spells for them, but for now is just going to be drawing and discarding. A little bit of loot. Okay, playing that. And then exiling my graveyard. Ripping graveyard arenas. I'll play Fountain Port, Gut, swing with my Scamp, and sacrifice it. I'm going to use the ping on, oh, this one's only, player or planeswalker player. There we go. Sorry, that was for the attack. No, that's any target. It was asking if I wanted to attack Ashiok. No, not really. I want to hit your face, and I kill your Malcolm, and I win the game. Jetmir, Nexus of Revels, is like a Craterhoof behemoth in the command zone because it's going to be buffing creatures, giving up to +3/+0 Vigilance, Trample, and Double Strike. Alright, well, I'm a chain of fools here. I'm gonna get rid of that. Boop. Yeah, the fewer creatures they have, the less I have to worry about, but I have very few ways to kill Jetmir in my deck. So it's just kind of a race. Like, this is not the best hand for racing with, but it's better than nothing. I'll play Magda, and I will hold this up. This taps for mana, specifically red or, sorry, not red, green or white mana, so they can use that to help cast Jetmir or various other token makers. Oh, goodness, Skrelv can help protect as well. Am I feeling gutsy? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I am. I will swing in with Magda. She will make a treasure, and I will sacrifice the treasure. Now, Magda is going to die if they block with Voice of Victory, which they didn't. Okay. They probably thought I was holding up a, like, 1-mana spell, which is very reasonable. I wasn't. Yeah, I was thinking, like, oh, maybe I should be sacrificing the Magda. No, they're letting me hit more, which, ayo, let me hit. Damage equals double. Treasure equals skeleton. And you equal die. GG. Maratha Neuron Hacker. This is an, I guess, Paradox Engine combo deck. And one of the big things they do in this deck is cheat in artifacts for free by casting them for free. Ideally, I would have liked Mulligan to try to find early removal, especially with them going first. But what I crave is violence. And, like, I do have removal here off of Fury. I am tempted to do it. Or we could go for Magda first. So I'm going to drop this Phoenix check. Now, just gonna empty out my whole dang hand. Before anybody's like, what, why? It's because it gets rid of Maratha. It makes me a treasure. And next turn, gut. We go fast, or we die trying. Yeah, you kill her early before she can start cheating things in. You kind of ruin their game plan. Ajani Nakat Pariah is a horrible menace to face off against because he is going to be coming with his brother, a token, and then intentionally killing the brother token in order to transform. This is a deck that's pretty tricky, especially because it oftentimes has other options for sacrificable like cards, and it's also just Boros Aggro. I would say Boros Aggro is better than mono red is. And also this just as a commander, the fact that it will constantly produce 2/1 creatures and burn every turn is nuts. At 2 mana, absolutely not should have that kind of ability. There should also be like something where like if you're the cause of this dying, it shouldn't work. I could go for gut this turn. I'm actually feeling I need to do this in this order. That's the excess damage card. I'm taking out a Johnny and the token. The token, by the way, was not killed, but there's other cats very likely in their deck. Now, when I cast my next instant or sorcery, I will get to deal 2 damage to a creature or planeswalker my opponent controls. Okay, so they didn't play anything there. Am I feeling like bringing out Gut? I feel like Gut will die. I'm going to play Chandra to set up for Gut. They left a Johnny in the graveyard. Yes, I assume they're gonna, like, bring him back. Helping Hand. Yep, there's a Johnny. And here's the Bombardiers, able to sacrifice this, deal 2 damage, and flip a Johnny, who will then in turn create another cat token and deal damage. He is such a menace. Seriously. This is also a menace. Alright, so that's 2 more to my face. I believe I can kill a Johnny this turn. The Bombardier is kind of my enemy number 1, though. Yeah, they added this into Brawl, which is wild and crazy, my friends. Absolutely wild and crazy. So I've taken out their red permanent. I've taken out a sacrifice engine for them. Yeah, honestly, Bombardiers is nuts. Kind of like Gut. Gut is probably also in their deck. I would put her in the deck. Oh my god, look! It's Gut! And now they have 2 red permanents, so they can... Oh, they're going for face. They're like, yeah, this is a race. Pew, pew. Lelia. Swinging at a Johnny. Thank God, I've gotten rid of their commander. Now I just have to deal with everything else they have. I was like, what does he only cost 4? Right, because they reanimated him before. Recruiter of the Guard can get all sorts of good features, including token doublers, sometimes just like a Solitude. Ooh, Tajik. This is the Alchemy Tajik. They can play it off of Chandra. Bolt on Impact, okay. If I have no attackers, it's an awful lot harder to use Gut. Especially because I'm going to die. I have 4 life remaining. And while, yes, I have a cool turn here, it's not going to be enough. This gets haste. This can attack. We can attack in. We can sacrifice. It doesn't matter this. But it's not lethal. So we're going to die to their Gut. No butts, no guts, no coconuts. The Gitrog monster. Going to be recycling their lands to draw cards. I have a little ramp. I have Magda here. Gemstone Caverns in a game where I'm going first. But I'm still going to keep this because I feel like having something on turn 2 is fine if I'm going first. Something worth noting, though, is that their deck can ramp like crazy. You are able to play multiple lands using cards like Arboreal Grazer, Exploration, lots of different ways to get tons of lands into play so they can play Gitrog very early. And they also usually have a good number of kill spells because they're in black and green. Bringing out Magda. They're eyeing my lands. Yeah, sometimes they also are very focused on looping Strip Mine, which is rough. Okay, they went for a Bitter Triumph, paying 3 life there. I don't want to play Gut if I have nothing to sacrifice, so instead, I'm going to go with the Arcane Signet into Big Spender. Now, this is a really funny card here because, yeah, they can block it for free, but whenever one of more of my creatures becomes blocked, I get a treasure token. So, would you like to block? Nope, you're taken 2, because even though you have a 0/3, very good at blocking, you don't want to block the Big Spender. He paid good money for those boots. He's not actually wearing boots. He has, like, hooves. He's a devil. Wither Bloom command, they're going to kill Big Spender. Rippin' Peppies. So sad. Too bad. A underground mortuary. They kept whatever was on top of their deck on top of their deck. Ooh, Ancient Tomb. It was me to 6 mana. I like that. I like that. Here's Gut. Fable the Mirror Breaker. Nice. And now I'm set up for next turn. I'm gonna start swinging in and going like pew 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 pew. Sacrificing treasures and stuff. Then battle raging. I'm a red deck. Life, I just need theirs to go down first. So Pawk is going to double their next land. It is a forest. I hate that, but at least it's not a fetch land. Those are the worst with like Pawk, where it's like, oh, I'll just copy some more on my turn. I wish you wouldn't. I'm going to drop the Gemstone Caverns, but keep the other two. This is approximately the same, but all right. Trying to decide between sacrificing the goblin and sacrificing the treasure. I'm going to sacrifice the goblin. And they're letting it through. Eight damage. I'll take damage where I can get it. All right, your go. Speaking of which, I am planning on sacrificing the Ramanop Ruins to deal 2 more damage to their face. Ancient Green Warden allows them to replay these lands from the graveyard. And they do have a life-gaining land, which would gain them 2 life with Pawk. How dare you? Don't you know life gain is illegal? Where's my screaming nemesis? I got some screaming to do. I pay life. I hit face. Eewoop. Speaking of devil, it's the Screaming Nemesis. Love this gal. Oh, she's the best. I'm gonna hit the Arboreal Grazer here, so they can't as easily block on this turn. Scrimbo, Scrambo! Going for the Plambo. Wonder if I should have attacked with Gut, too. Yeah, whatever. Manifested. Mm-hmm. Yeah, alright. Well, I wanted to have that. And it's really rude that you got rid of it because I wanted to have 2 of them next turn. But okay. Fine. They're going to gain a little bit more life. They're going to draw some cards. Green Warden, Scream Warden, Bean Warden. Oh yeah, they're actually gaining twice the life on us. I think. Do you only... No, I think you only gain if it is the one that is sacrificed. Because it's like a weird reflexive one. Okay, yeah. So they're only getting 2 off that. They're down to 7. They have a Marsh Flats in play. And hello, Torbran! Just want to make sure I'm using up all my mana. Mr. Bones, come on down! Notably, these are not red, so they will not have their damage increased. But you know who will have their damage increased? Gut. And that means that I'll have 3 things, and then a 4th thing attacking in, all with 4, essentially, power. They only have 3 blockers. A lot of these got menace. They're dead. Soul of Windgrace enters and attacks and grabs lands out of graveyards, putting them into play for free. They come in tapped, but he can also put lands into the graveyard by discarding them, gaining life, drawing cards, or becoming indestructible. My hand has a turn 1 Ragavan. which means we're keeping it. It could be killed since, you know, I see mana up. They have that turn 0 Chrome Mox. Reckless Eater. Well, I don't think the green mana is going to be what kills it. Famished World Sire is a pretty funny card. It's kind of like a pseudo Scape Shift. I like World Sire. Scape Shift, but also if it were big. It's a Leviathan. Feels very Hydra-ish. Okay, so they Fatal Pushed the Ragavan. I have others to play, though. Do I want to go for Big Spender? Yeah! Swag. In we go. This guy's just gonna become a skeleton. Like the best of us, he becomes bones. Gut sees the Big Spender attacking and turns it into a 4/1 menacing skeleton that's tapped and attacking. The fact that these come in tapped and attacking is actually why I didn't put J. Jonah Jameson in this deck. You don't declare them as attackers, and I don't have that many other creatures with menace. There's a couple in the deck. Even though the treasures are tempting, I figured this is fine on its own. 1, 2, 3 mana. They're untapping. What are you looking for? You have loads of mana. You can even sacrifice that Delta to put another land in the graveyard. Do that again. Oh, they're tapping differently. Red. Okay. Valakut Exploration. Landfall is now going to put cards in exile. And if they don't cast those cards on that turn, they just hit me in the face for damage. Ooh. A shock and a fetch. They do not have any more green mana up. Windgrace, you coming in? Molten Collapse on Gut. That's fair. Now Windgrace is coming in. Nyum. I have very few cards that can kill Windgrace. There's like 3 cards that can deal 4 damage. Dog. Bark, bark. I was thinking like, oh, Crete could be fun. But only really if I get another land. I mean, also like Crete with the dog is cool. Crete is one of the various goblin generators in this deck. Spitting out perfectly sacrificable 1/1s. Here's Nissa, a fine little 3/3 with a landfall ability. And here's the Ramanop Excavator. They'll get to play the land from their graveyard. That will float a mana, put a card into exile. And if they do it again, they will get an Elf or Elemental into hand. Sometimes she gets real nasty and she finds like a Shia. Sometimes she finds them like Llanowar Elf. Monkey into graveyard, land into exile, and... Oracle of Moldiah! Nice. Can you use the 2 green? Yeah, they can use it to discard and gain. That's funny. Now, do you leave this back? They do not. If I get a land next turn, I have a very big swing. Bit of an if, but like, you know, we do what we can. Alright, that is unfortunately not a land. It's a lightning bolt. So I'm probably going to go for... Crete? Or am I feeling that Fable? Yeah, this gets me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I kill one of these. Probably Nissa. Yeah, I'll do that. It's still very good damage. Out of my way, stupid! If you're wondering why not save the bolt for face... Because this forces them to block anyway. I go to 1! Maybe I should have done it and just been like, hee hee, you didn't block because you wanted to maintain things. I don't know. They have the ability to gain life at instant speed, where it's like, I guess they were tapped out, but still. I think they were tapped out. Yeah, that was tapped last turn. Now, if they can get 5 landfalls to trigger this turn, they can kill me. 1. Probably 2. We'll see. Sometimes this hits more. I guess, but if you play the ones from that, it doesn't count. I think they have to kill me this turn because I'm a mono red deck. Or somehow gain enough life to survive. Okay, Conduit of Worlds. They can play a land, then play a second one with the Oracle. Explore actually gets them another, but I think they would have had to play it first since they can't actually use the fetches. It attacks in, that's 3. Not lethal. And so they are giving up. Cracking open that Polluted Delta. And GG. Leovold, Emissary of Trest, will prevent me from drawing additional cards. I have a little bit of card draw in my deck, but for the most part, it's all aggro all the time. And we're going to start with a turn 1 Fireblade Charger. It likes to explode. When it does, it hit you. Do I even have equipment? I think I have a guy who, like, makes equipment in the deck. I thought about putting in Lightning Greaves because they help protect Gut. Also, you can sacrifice them. Inquisition of Kozilek, they're going to be able to drop one of these. They dropped Method's Enthusiasm, since that would be able to kill Leovold. And now I've got 2 choices here of creatures to play. The Charming Scoundrel would be providing me with a treasure, but Carrie Zev provides me with a equally sacrificable ape. Okay, monkey. Friend. Ragavan. This is also really sweet, just also menacing attacker. It's a really great just aggro card. Oh, what is this for? A Chrome Mox. They're going to go up to 2 mana. They dropped an Exploration. This comes in tapped. You have 1 green, 1 black. Is this about to be a dead Gut? Before I declare attackers, Abrupt Decay. There is no Gut. Back in the command zone. Swing in. Still a lot of good damage. R.I.P. Monkey. Hi, Leovold. Leovold, you seem very abradable. Yeah, you get to draw a card, I know. But you know what I get to do? Hit you in the face. I will use the Charming Scoundrel, and I can make, like, Carrie Zev Wicked, or we could be making treasures to sacrifice. Like, we know we have this, like, semi-sacrificable land here. I'm actually going with the Wicked, though. I am going to buff up Carrie Zev because I have this expendable token. I have many expendable permanents here. I can even sacrifice a land. It's more like, do I think they got a board wipe? Maybe. I think they would have used it instead of playing Leovold. Snuff Out. That is a single target kill spell, but it costs life. Once again, Gut. I'm not even going to go with the haste. Maybe I should have. Yeah, I was like, I'm pretty sure she's not going to resolve. And away we go once again. Base is the place. They have 7 life remaining. Leovold returns. Leovold gets protection. He's shrouded. They have 1 mana up. I'm gonna exert my professional pace breaker and swing in with all of these. This way it gets haste. I get a treasure. And you die. Leovold! You might be a pain, but I can cause you pain. Sephiroth, Fabled Soldier, sacrifices creatures to gain life and drain life. He's very hard for us to go against because we're also sacrificing creatures, which can trigger his abilities and cause him to flip over. I'm going to start with Kellen, because he does 2 damage. I also think he might just die, but that's okay. he's here because he's aggro. Jadar. This is going to make sacrificable or just like easy to kill creatures. I also think I should shove him. Yeah. I think I'm gonna shove Jadar. Take that man and shove it. It doesn't work here anymore. Yeah, this Kellen to me has been an all-star card in red aggro decks. It's card advantage, it's scaling damage, it can become double striking, and it's also a 1-mana 2/1 on top of everything else. They could still, like, Sephiroth, kill this draw card, and then they would have a very good blocker, which is Sephiroth, but not a good enough blocker for Gut. Oh, wait. 5 mana, potentially 6 mana? Is it Worm? I had another person in chat asking, why no background for Gut? Because there are no backgrounds in Arena. Wait, what? Okay, so they used 3 of the mana for Sephiroth. They did not sacrifice that. They have 3 mana left. Marionette Apprentice. They make a 1/1. And what's that last one for? Is that a cut down for Gut? Is this a Gut down? Ancient Tomb, you say? Debating the dubs. No, not yet. I will play Gut. I will tack in with the Clockwork Percussionist, sacrifice it. That's going to put a card in exile. They will gain a life. But this is a 4/1, so there's no great double blocks. Not that don't result in, like, Sephiroth dying. Yeah, I'll kill both of those. I will lose 1 life, 2 more. Is that going to flip Sephiroth? Hold up. I think that flips him. He becomes a 5/5 flyer. Hell yeah, they get an emblem. Oh, good for them. Is the person supposed to feel bad for not knowing about backgrounds? No, but like, if you're going to ask a deck building question, then like, it does help to like look at the basics first. Like when people make suggestions for decks, I always tell them they have to check if things are in Arena. So we even have a command in my chat, in Arena, which links you to a Scryfall search where you can check if a card is in Arena. It's really helpful. Bones! Wow, that's so much sacrifice. Rip Gut. Yeah, they have nothing left to sacrifice, but they do have a 5/5 flyer, which, rad. Let's go. I can't kill him off the Mephit's Enthusiasm. I could use it as a singular secondary spell. I could make this into a double striker, but it would require paying some life, which I'm kind of into. Put more cards in exile that I can't cast. And swing for 6. My man, what do we got? Down to 3 life. It's not low enough. I need none life. What do we got? Aw, Grimbo. Aw, little guy. I don't have anything here. Do I have any way to kill my own creatures? I don't. I was thinking, like, is there a fun way that I could kill myself off the Ancient Tome? There isn't. Good game, Sephiroth! Yeah, get him! He has been got. GG, Sephiroth! Acererak, the Arc Lich. Acererak is going to be comboing, trying to be played as many times as possible in the same turn. He goes infinite with a couple different cards, as long as you can reduce his cost essentially to 0. And by doing that, they will then go through the dungeons, except not his dungeon, not the Tomb of Annihilation, in order to get infinite spells, infinite life gain, infinite creatures, all of these things. Making some toys. We love Duskmourn toys. They're so cute. They're checking for traps. Stormseeker, Spear Guard, Wild Slash. I feel like this isn't doing much against you, unless you're like gonna One Ring me. Spear Guard, yeah, I think that's the right pick. The Haste Enabler. Swinging in, sacrificing the Percussionist. And I will be able to play this next turn. Hurrah, an indestructible land. Chrome Mox, you're gonna skip right from 3 to 4 mana. What's that? What is that? What'd you exile? Sign in Blood. It's a board wipe. Dang. Well, at least I got a free treasure. Yippee! Actually, could go for Gut this turn. But I think instead I'm gonna steal. I know what I'm here for. Ugh, it was a land. Ooh, boring. Like, you know I'm gonna try to deal 2 damage to your face. Drawing 3 cards and losing 3 life against the mono red deck? They also have a Sign in Blood? That is risky frisky, but I guess they're just digging and digging and digging, looking for combo pieces. We have a lot of damage coming at them next turn. Oh, I'm so sorry. So Grief, normally, great way to make me discard. But the card in my hand is a land that will become a creature for sacrificing later. We win? GG. Smut, Vizier of Naktamun, is a 2/3 with Vigilance, First Strike, and Haste that will be drawing cards if things hit on the same turn they enter. I would like to have something to do on turn 2 other than a stomp here, even though I love Screaming Nemesis, who showed back up. Nice. This is better. Not only do I have Ancient Tomb for extra ramp, I also have a bigger piece of burn. I have Fear of Missing Out, who's great at blocking, could possibly even block their commander. So I will play a mountain and pass over to them. This is going to be Gruul aggro, by the way. This is kind of like us going for face. Oh boy, are they ever. Oh, they got a Hobbit! I will kill that with the Legion Extruder. This deals exactly 2 damage. Perfect for killing wee hobbitses. At 2 mana, do they have anything to cast? It looks like the answer is no. I will name Garblin here, but I'm not playing a Goblin. No, I'm gonna play Screaming Nemesis. Now, I can hold this back as a blocker, or I could swing in. I'm going to hold it back. It does have haste, but their whole game plan is hitting with creatures on the same turn they enter. Oh my god, what if we kissed? What if we were both Screaming Nemesis and we both kissed? You have no idea how excited that would make me. So yeah, you can block and you can like kill Gut or something. I don't care. Please, enemies to lovers. Nemesis to lovers. I have enough mana to replay Gut. That's why I don't really care about this. I I receive damage at your face. You receive... Aw, the kill fear of missing out. That could have given me extra combats. I would have just needed to cast this. Now Kith. Now Kithkin. Hi, Schmoot. Schmoot will get to draw. You fightin'? A bushwhack? That's whack. Okay. For that, perhaps, I will ensure that you are a light! Trying to decide if I just want to, like, be aggressive, hit them for 8 this turn. 9 this turn, sorry. Yeah, I do. Yep, exactly like that. Give him the scamps. Boop. Boop. So you might be a great blocker against these skeletons, but only if you can actually block them. How are we doing? Aggro. I've played so many games with this deck in like under an hour. It's very fun and like satisfying to get to do this with aggro decks because it's just purely hit them in the face. All right, so they get to draw because Questing Beast entered. Great. We win. We attack in and the game ends. I can also like, I don't know, kill stuff, stomp things. Damage can't be prevented even though I had a fog. We're good. GG. Ketramos, the New Dawn, is going to exile cards in order to draw cards. They'll be exiling from the board, from the graveyard, and even though it won't trigger Ketramos, also from the hand and library. This is a okay start for me because it has a turn 1 scamp. He's gonna scamp. He's just a little scamp. He's just a little guy. Oh, that's gonna slurp up from the graveyard every turn. Thanks, I hate it. Check out this woman. And she also has a monkey. Are you jealous? Yes, I hope so. No, I'm good. Ghost Vacuum's so good. I've been putting into a lot of like random decks. It's just like, yeah, I could use like a little graveyard hate in this deck. No third. I'll try playing Gut. Tithe, Reprieve. Okay, Reprieve, put it back in my hand, and I'll still swing in and get some good damage in. Ghost Vacuum can still hit that from their graveyard. They do want 7 total cards in graveyard, so Ketramos can attack and block, gaining them life back. And once that happens, by the way, it's going to be real hard for me to do anything because, well, Ketramos. Oh, good, a tapped land. And Mr. Bones! That also is going to exile every turn. They're saving it so they can get the trigger. Okay, that works. First we make it a monkey. Then we kid it a monkey! And I will put this into the graveyard. They can't exile it. But, like, it's just to give me the treasure. If there were backgrounds in Arena, which would I pick with Gut? There's one of the black ones goes really well with her. I don't remember the name of it, but it's the one that you very commonly see with Gut, is red-black Gut. Okay, there's a Verdant Catacombs. Exiling the Reprieve. They draw another card, lose another life. They're down to 12. I like that. That's good. That is good for me. I'm going to bolt that in. Use the Legion Extruder to get off Mr. Bones' Wild Ride. They have no blocker. Unless... What's this for? A swamp! Okay. What's the swamp gonna do? Is it gonna kill Gut? They paid life to dismember Gut. Put her back in the command zone. And we're swinging in for lethal. don't need guts. Not when I have monkeys and skeletons. And most monkeys have skeletons. Crazy how that works out. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Brawl Stars. It's refreshing to play a little bit of mono red aggro. Ah, yes. We love hit people in face. It's such a good archetype of deck. And this is a very fun way to do it. I would definitely recommend Gut if you are looking to play mono red aggro because it does what you expect it to do. A lot of damage. And the games go really fast. If you want to get quick wins without relying on a kind of cheesy combo deck, Gut will definitely get you there. I think I played about 20 games in an hour and a half and won most of them, which is always a good feeling. If you're looking for my deck list, you can find it in the description of the video. And if you would like to suggest a commander, one of the ones that's been added to Arena recently, maybe a Spider-Man or a Through the Omen Paths man, please let me know in the comments. There's so many legendaries coming out all the time, I can't even get to all of them. In fact, it's getting kind of frustrating where it's like I'm looking at all these avatar cards and it's like, there is no way for me to build all these. And I never will. But that's okay, I'll get to build the cool ones. Thank you all so much for watching, and have a brawlful day.